I'd like to call the ceremonial meeting of the Village Board of Tinley Park to order. May I please have a motion?
I'll make that motion. I'll second it.
Trustee Brady.
Here.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Galante. Here. Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
Trustee and Mayor-elect Glotz.
Yes.
We have a quorum. I will now hand over the ceremonial meeting of the Village Board of Tinley Park to Master of Ceremonies, former Mayor Edward Zabrocki.
We'll have a presentation of the colors by the Tinley Park Police Department Honor Guard. Gentlemen. I'd ask you to please remain standing, and we also are honored this evening to have Samantha Spalla, a 2020 grad from Andrew High School, who's presently a student at Grand Valley State University, and she will also sing the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed and the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
To your right. We'll now have the Pledge of Allegiance with Scott Unger, for Eagle Scout, Troop 911, Caleb Horton, Sea Scout 911, Justine Beatty, thank you, Gaetano Spalla, and Samantha Spalla from Crew 422. Lead us into Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Order. Arm. Forward. March.
Okay, guys. We'll have the invocation this evening by retired Colonel and former Trustee and Mayor of Tinley Park, the Honorable David Seaman.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I want you all to know that I'm going to be graded on this. With my brother being pastor at St. George, this is a little bit out of my lane, but we'll give it a shot anyway, and I'm sure I'll get the grade. Heavenly Father, we thank you for the opportunity to gather in fellowship and in good health. We thank you for the opportunity to live in the United States of America and the privilege to participate in the governance of the village of Tinley Park, where we strive to meet the needs of our citizens in a country that continues to be aspirational, appealing to the better angels of our nature. We are thankful for the men and women today that will be taking the oath of office, serving as mayor, clerk, and trustees that will be leading Tinley Park, and we pray that you bless them and provide them with the wisdom necessary for the decisions that will be crucial to setting the future course and direction of the village of Tinley Park. Lastly, we ask that you bless and protect the families, friends, staff, and other support systems that will provide counsel and support to these elected officials. May they always be guided by you, always in the best interest of those who have elected them to serve. Amen. Thank you.
Thank you very much, David. Please be seated. Okay, we got some of the formal stuff out of the way. Let's take a deep breath, kind of relax, and enjoy the rest of the evening. Just a couple of opening remarks. We would be remiss if we did not extend our thanks to Mayor Jake Vandenberg and Trustee Cynthia Berg for their contributions over the past 4 years. We appreciate what they've done for the community, and unless you've held public office, you sometimes really don't know what's involved in it, so our sincere thanks to them for their participation these past 4 years. Tinley Park's an old town. Goes back to the 1850s, Patrick? And there's a gentleman here who came with a land grant and is probably about that old also, who was born here in Tinley Park, has lived all his life here in Tinley Park, and literally is a fabric of Tinley Park. I got to know Pat back in 1972 for the first time, and he's one of the ones that got me involved. And I thank him for that. It's a pleasure for me to invite up to the podium to give a kind of a historical perspective of our community. A gentleman that I've known, as I said, since 1972, retired Brigadier General, U.S. Army, former trustee. Pat was first elected, I believe, in 1972, when many of you were not even born at that time. And we appreciate his contributions over the years. Patrick, please come up.
Thank you, Mayor Zabrocki, Mr. Mayor, members of the board. Congratulations. The history of Tinley Park goes back a long way, and out of a sense of recognizing that it is so long, I might have to cut off a few thousand years. The town itself was first recognizable by any of you that happened to be motoring through around 20,000 years ago. Was it during the last of the great glacial ages, which cut out the Great Lakes and the northern part of our community. In fact, the more northern part of our state. The village obviously didn't exist then, but we were in the making. The first folks that actually came through in 1673 and settled in the area, and that by 1720 they had completely settled this part. And in 1763, Marquette and Joliet came through this area and went on to cover most of the northwestern part of the United States. The French ceded this part of the United States, then the property, to the British, and the British didn't do anything with it at all. So when the American colonies became a country, they just simply said it was theirs, and it was in fact theirs. At the time of admission to the Union, the Great Lakes were in place, but somebody forgot to tell the delegate to the Congress from the state that we needed some property because the state had been proposed to be entered at the Indiana line, which if you draw it right across the top, is the top 10% of the state, but currently it's the top 75% of the population and 95% of the wealth. And had he not just pushed that forward, and nobody objected, at the meeting, had he not just pushed that forward, Illinois would be struggling, and I think we would be in Wisconsin. Yes, nothing wrong with Wisconsin, but I think would probably say that Illinois is just a little bit better. I should say to you that, and I'm going to sort of move forward a little faster, that by the time of the Civil War, and I just really jumped, by the time of the Civil War, the state of Illinois had sufficient population to provide 250,000 troops to fight for the northern position. That was interesting because upon admission to the Union, there was a question whether or not Illinois would be a slave state or a free state. And it came in a free state, and the final objection to it only came from Georgia, but we were admitted. The village was incorporated June 27th, 1892. By a 34 to 24 vote, it was named Tinley Park rather than New Bremen. Now, that was out of respect for the station agent at the railroad station, who had been for so many years holding up more than his end of the bargain. Now let me hit a few things that some of you may know and some of you may not, just so that we can have a feeling for it. Tinley Park established certain events. One of them was the lighting of Central Junior High School after 1942 in the evening. That provided a location for the aircraft that were being built on the West Coast to fly across the United States and have a bearing to the East Coast. Walter Fierk, who was the superintendent of schools at the time, reached out to other schools in Illinois, and that spread to other states, and all the way across the country. Each school across the United States in the northern area put one light on top of the roof of the school, and it was an unbelievably safe thing then. Planes did not get lost. They didn't have a lot of gas, so when they really got lost, they had a problem. That was well known and continues to be a footnote of Tinley history that is worth repeating. Another one occurred in 1942, also Second World War. And at that time, Old 42A ran down Oak Park Avenue. All the troops that were inducted at Fort Sheridan were stacked on deuce-and-a-halfs, very uncomfortable, and driven from Fort Sheridan down 42A to Fort Knox, where they went into training. Huge dust clouds were created when they came down our cinder streets, but that was part of us. Another thing, and then I'll complete with these vignettes, we had the first and only windmill in Illinois for grinding of corn and grain. When that windmill came down after its useful life, the bricks that were used to put the foundation on the windmill were individually taken out, and they are the bricks on the foundations of the houses on both sides of Oak Park Avenue from 171st to the VFW. And if you walk down that street, take a look at the bricks and the foundations, and yes, they certainly all look alike. Now, Tinley continues to have these kinds of happenings. We hosted the Great Wagon Train in the bicentennial. We continue to provide a basis for activities internationally with the most active sister city program of any community in the United States. And with this mayor and board going forward, we can anticipate that all that will only grow and prosper. But if you're a citizen of Tinley Park, and I know many of you are, you have every right to be proud of your community, and your community is proud of you. Thank you.
Pat was mentioning about airplanes crossing Tinley Park back in World War II. In case you hear something overhead, the land that you're on right now was an airport at one time, Prosperity Airport. And the reason why it is here no more is I-80 took it away. A little bit of history that goes along with that. I would like to make just a couple of comments. I wish they were original to me, but they're not. This is something that was said at one of the invocations for one of our inaugurations back in the 90s. And the gentleman who wrote it, and I assume he wrote it, was Frank Kruzawa. And Frank, for a long time, probably about 15 years, during the late 80s and 90s, was chairman of our Economic Development Committee and was very, very active. And I'm quite frankly, I tried to reach him this week, and I'm not sure if he's with us or not. But anyway, I'd like to read this to the board, the incoming board. What we expect. We expect you to be proud, to be dedicated, and have a passion for the village of Tinley Park. We expect you to give your best, look for the best in others, and always provide the best, whether it's delivering services, managing economic responsibilities, making decisions, or representing our community. We expect you to be honest, fair, and loyal to your elected position, as well as our government as a whole. We expect you to make decisions that are favorable to the citizens of Tinley Park, particularly the homeowners and business owners. We expect the best in public safety for our children, our elderly, and all those in between. We expect some decisions will be hard, and we expect that you will make them in the best interest of the village. We expect you to look to the future and make wise decisions that will be in the best interest of Tinley Park and keep us in a comfortable, stable, competitive economic environment. We expect you to make exceptions when needed, but never favors. We expect you to keep us informed on what you are doing, what you are going to do, and equally important, what you decide not to do. We expect you to represent us in a quality fashion, be it at the local level, regional level, state level, or even the national level. At the same time, we expect you to be the weaver of this community that threads the various fabric of Tinley Park through its various communities into one common community. We expect sincere leaders who will be accessible and listen to our concerns and act on these concerns in one fashion or another. We expect you to work in harmony with all elected officials, both locally and otherwise, to bring the best and accomplish the best for Tinley Park. We expect you always to maintain the goal to make Tinley Park the finest community to live, raise a family, shop, conduct business, for all of our citizens to be proud and without hesitation be proud to call Tinley Park our home. We expect you to hold Tinley Park's reputation, credibility, and future as a precious and delicate gem that will shine while you are in office. We expect a lot, But you also expected a lot from us, our vote of confidence, and you have it. All you have to do is focus and deliver what we expect, and you can expect our support again and again. Thank you. We're going to move ahead with the swearing-in ceremony, and with us this evening, we have the Honorable Christabel E. Lawler, Cook County Circuit Judge, the Law Division. Your Honor. And the way we will do this, we will swear in each of the trustees, and then Mike will have a few words, and we'll go from there, okay? Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Zabrocki, Mr. Mayor, Madam Clerk, trustees, congratulations. I'm Judge Chris Lawler. I was elected out of the 15th Sub-Circuit, which is Tinley Park is a member of, so it's very honorable here for me to be here tonight. I'm greatly appreciate the invitation to be here and join in this great moment. I know you didn't come to listen to me, so let's just get on with it. By the way, General, that was a great history. Thank you for that. Let's start. William Brady. William, please raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I, William B. Brady,
I, William P. Brady,
having been elected to the office of village trustee
having been elected to the village trustee
in the village of Tinley Park,
in the village of Tinley Park,
in the counties of Cook and Will,
in the counties of Cook and Will,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of village trustee. Let me state it again. That I will faithfully
that I will
discharge
faithfully discharge
the duties of the office of village trustee
for the village of Tinley Park,
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Colleen Sullivan. Hi, Colleen. Please raise your right hand. You can take your mask off. Repeat after me. I, Colleen M. Sullivan,
I, Colleen M. Sullivan,
having been elected to the office of village trustee
having been elected to the office of trustee
in the village of Tinley Park,
in the village of Tinley Park,
in the counties of Cook and Will,
in the counties of Cook and Will,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and that I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
of village trustee
of village trustee
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Dennis Mahoney, please. Hi, Dennis. How you doing? Nice to see you. Stay there. Please raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I, Dennis P. Mahoney,
I, Dennis P. Mahoney,
having been elected to the office of village trustee
having been elected to the office of village trustee
in the village of Tinley Park,
in the village of Tinley Park,
in the counties of Cook and Will,
in the counties of Cook and Will,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office of village trustee
the duties of the office of village trustee
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my abilities.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Kristen. How are you? Raise your right hand. Please repeat after me. I, Kristen A. Therian,
I, Kristen A. Therian,
having been elected into the office of village clerk
having been elected to the office of village clerk
in the village of Tinley Park,
in the village of Tinley Park,
in the counties of Cook and Will,
in the counties of Cook and Will,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and that I will faithfully discharge
the duties of office of village clerk
the duties of the office of village clerk
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Mayor. Congratulations. Raise your right hand. Repeat after me, Mike. I, Michael Glotz,
I, Michael Glotz,
having been elected to the office of village president
having been elected to the office of village president
in the village of Tinley Park,
in the village of Tinley Park,
in the counties of Cook and Will,
in the counties of Cook and Will,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office of village president
the duties of the office of village president
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Congratulations, Mayor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, guys, you can sit down. Okay, let's see what I've got scribbled down here. A couple of people we need to introduce and a couple more later on. We have with us tonight the Orland Township Supervisor, Paul O'Grady. Thank you very much, Paul, for being with us. And someone near and dear to me, the former First Lady of Tinley Park, Dr. Emily Zabrocki. Now, there's some important people that we also have to introduce. The new First Lady of Tinley Park, Christy Glotz. Christy? We have Mike's children, Katie, teacher in School District 140, and Kyle is at NIU. Thankfully, the first dogs cannot be with us, Mickey and Honey. They chased me several times. We also have very important people in Mike's life, people I've known for a long, long time, Darlene and Bill Glotz. Where are they? Right there. There you go, there you go. There's also some people that we would also like to recognize who have been very helpful to the board and to Mike over the years, and that's Pat Carr, Dennis Mahoney Sr., and Paula Walrick. So we want to make sure we mention them and keep them in mind. I've got a couple of remarks later on, but I think it's important right now, and I consider it a distinct honor and pleasure and appreciate being here tonight to introduce the 24th Mayor of Tinley Park, Michael Glotz.
Well, thank you, Mayor Zabrocki. I appreciate it. First, I'd like to thank my wife, Christy, my children, Katie and Kyle, my brothers and sisters, Ken, Julie, Marty, and Charisse. My mom and dad, thank you. All of our volunteers, our supporters, and our friends. I'd also like to give a special thank you to Nancy O'Connor sitting in the middle of the room. We started this journey, Nancy, back on February 4th, 2016. It seems like a lifetime ago. I blame you for us being here. You were the one that put the plan together, and we went forward from there. You've always looked out for me, you've helped our group, and you would handle any tough task we had. And you would tackle it head on and accomplished it, and I think everybody is well aware of it. I'd also like to congratulate Trustee Bill Brady again. Trustee Dennis Mahoney, Trustee Colleen Sullivan, and Clerk Kristen Therian. Thank you for believing in us and going on this journey with us. I'd like to thank Kristen Therian too. If you weren't on this board with me when we were by ourselves, I don't think I would have been able to make it. You guided, you helped, you watched over me. Well, we were all alone on the board for the first 2 years. I want to give a special thank you to the guys in back, Peter Dumont and Dan Fitzgerald. I can't see Dan, but I know he's here, of the HARP group. What you guys have done with the convention center is just short of amazing. This place is beautiful and spectacular, and especially tonight. You guys have gone above and beyond. We have so many people to thank, the task would be impossible to name everybody. Without this, we wouldn't be standing here. It takes a team to make a difference, not one individual. So thank you, everybody. Working together as a team with the staff has proven results on what hard work will do. Here are just a couple of the projects and their values that we are currently doing, especially during COVID. We have the Boulevard. It's a $37 million project. We have one of my best contractors and favorite contractors in the group from Pete's Fresh Market. That's a $35 million project. Thank you. We have the Union Bar and Grill. We have Brixmore, which is another $24 million. We have Sip Wine Bar, Lenny's Gas and Wash, which is another $4 million. We had the 7-Eleven. That's another $7 million. And the building right next door to us, Even Hotel by Peter Dumont and Dan Fitzgerald. We have Do Right Donuts, Bandana's Barbecue, Fried the Coop, and The Scoop, just to name a few. This is a sign of support from the business community because of what staff and this board has done. I have 3 words for this board: vision, ambition, and goals. We will be told certain things during our time on this board, and I want all of you to ignore the naysayers. People will tell you no. I want you to tell them yes. You will hear that it can't be done. I want you to tell them that it can and will be done, and here's how we're going to do it. You will hear that that's impossible. It's not. Everything is possible if we work through it together as a team. There is nothing in life that is worthwhile unless we take risks. Nothing. In order to be successful, we will have to take risks. Don't be afraid to fail. Think outside the box and dream big. Don't forget your dreams without goals are just dreams. There will be many bumps in our road, and we will fail from time to time. But it doesn't really matter, because there's an old saying: if you hang around the barber shop long enough, sooner or later, you're going to get a haircut. Eventually, we will catch that big break. We are waiting for and achieve our goals by tireless efforts done consistently, and that's what this board is doing. Remember, if we don't fail, we aren't even trying. We have to get out there and give 100% of everything we have: our time, our talent, and our prayers. The question is, what are we going to do with what we have? We are going to make strong and decisive decisions and move our goals forward. The risks we take will be known and unknown, and we have to be open-minded. We have to listen to each other's ambitions and goals. We will all look at things through a different lens. There isn't a right or wrong answer. It's how we handle our different opinions and work as a team. Remember this: the chances we take, the people we meet, the people we love, the faith that we have, that, my fellow board members, is what will define all of us. No matter what, we can't ever get discouraged, but pick each other up and support each other. We are all successful, or we fail together as a team. Never stop trying. Whatever you do, just do it well, or just don't do it at all. We were conflicted with an economic burden of great proportions from COVID the last 14 months. It has distorted our decisions and has hurt many of our businesses and our neighbors. We have to stay focused and keep up the positive momentum that we have been building over the last 2 years. We had goals, and we are actually fulfilling them, I think. And that's to bring economic development to Tinley Park during the worst of times, to make it the best place to raise a family again. Zig Ziglar, I think, put it best. With integrity, you have nothing to fear, since you have nothing to hide. With integrity, you will do the right thing, so you will have no guilt. Before I close this out tonight, I'd really like to thank 3 special people that have participated tonight. None of us would be here today in this magnificent building if it weren't for former mayors Ed Zabrocki, Dave Seaman, and former Clerk Ray, who dedicated 46 years of his life to this board, Tinley Park. Tinley Park was put on the map on account of these 3 men. This is an honor to all of us to be in your presence. And from the bottom of my heart, we thank all of you. I will leave you with this. Every decision we make affects everybody, not just us. Your level of effort will equal your level of results. God bless you all and have a good night. Feel free to stay and eat dinner. I'm going to turn it over to Mayor Zabrocki and he can take us home.
Couple things. Okay, we got a couple things to wrap up with. Mike, come on up here for a minute. Please sit down. As many of you may know, Mike graduated from Brother Rice High School, and I was there for 44 years. And Mike's family was very involved with Brother Rice High School. His dad was president of the Dad's Club, and his mom worked, I believe, in the alumni for many years. Public relations. Development. All right, close enough. Close enough for government work. Okay, give me a break. All right. But Mike had sometimes a tumultuous career through Brother Rice, and spent a lot of time in the dean's office. And we have at Brother Rice something called JUG. Now, those of you up at Loyola would call it detention, but we call it JUG, which stands for Justice Under God. And while we were kind of vetting Mike before he took this job, we went back and went through his records to make sure that all of his jugs were served, because he theoretically could not graduate. As we did that, what would you guess we would find? There were numerous outstanding warrants, jugs, or justices under God that needed to be fulfilled. So in order for us to clean up the record, we have one final Brother Rice High School jug for him. And it reads Michael Glotz, May 3rd, 2021. The reason for this, lots of unserved jugs. And your sentence, report to the Village of Tinley Park as mayor. Before we close the meeting, we're going to have the, let's see, we got everything here. God Bless America with Samantha. Then we'll close the meeting, okay?
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from up above. From the mountains to the prairie, from the old to the ocean, from the room. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Thank you very much, Samantha. Please sit down. Please stay for a few minutes. We thank you all for coming. Please enjoy the dinner and libations. And again, thank you for coming. Kristen?
Are there any comments from the public this evening? Seeing that there are none, may I have a motion to adjourn the ceremonial meeting?
I'll make the motion. I'll second that motion.
So moved. Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Galante. Yes. Trustee Mahoney.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan. Yes. The meeting is now adjourned. Thank you.